Greetings and welcome back to Room 303 and our chats with Emily as we are calling our readings through the poetry of Emily Dickinson. We are using the Johnson edition. We turn out to a little four-line offering, 633. When bells stop ringing, church begins. As we have said earlier about some of Emily's short poems, we always go back to poem 1063, Ashes denote that fire was. And I like that line as it relates to a poem like this. In 4 lines, Emily's able to do some pretty remarkable stuff. We're back to another poem musing on death. We're back to another comparison poem. And we're back to this question about the bells. Now, our assumption is that you've been following our stuff at learnstrong.net. Down that left-hand side, Chats with Emily, our playlist. I'm hopeful that you worked through our set of introductory comments as well as the preceding 632 poems we just finished with 632. The brain is wider than the sky. Now, think about it. When the bells of Amherst churches ring, then we know that it's time for church to start. In much the same way, death of a brain will begin the afterlife. So we're back to what some scholars have pointed out as Emily's flood question. What is it that death actually brings? She says it this way. When bells stop ringing, church begins. The positive of bells. When cogs stop, that's circumference. The ultimate of wheels. Now, I think standing behind this is her reading of the book of Ezekiel from her King James Bible. Especially, you'll remember in Ezekiel 1:16 and Ezekiel 10:10, we've got that word picture of the wheels within wheels. I think Emerson's famous essay, Circles, is also in some way standing behind a poem like this. We've given full lectures at learnstrong.net over all of the essays that are of importance for Emerson. Notice we begin with bells. I can't help but think of course, Poe's classic, The Bells. We've given full lectures at learnstrong.net on that one. Published after his death in 1849. Think about the difference then between 1849 and then 1862 here. When bells stop ringing, notice, church begins. In other words, the bells are like a forecast that we are going to church. We've already commented a number of times on Emily's strange dance between organized faith and religion and the ways in which she ultimately stopped going to church as she became increasingly more, you can call it reclusive or secluded, whichever word works for you. When bells stop ringing, church begins, and then notice she'll say about these bells, the positive of bells. In other words, when the bells stop ringing, whoever is outside of the church house knows that what's happening inside of the church building is in fact the worship, the church, the assembly, the practice. When cogs stop. Now, this is an interesting, this word cogs, when we get to poem 1717, we're going to play around with this, the cogs. Did life's penurious length italicize its sweetness? The men that daily live would stand so deep in joy that it would clog the cogs of that revolving reason, whose ecstatic belt protects our sanity. Now, everything hinges on this word circumference. The cogs of the brain, if you will, right? When that stops, that's circumference. Can we call it the end? In other words, that's the death, and what comes after that circumference is, of course, the ultimate, right? The afterlife, if you will. You'll remember ultimate from our study of 407. And then in the end, once the cogs stop, once the brain is dead, that's when we have the ultimate project of wheels. In other words, wheels within wheels, or if you will, circles. I think our message here at 2A is simply that life is about circumference. It is about wheels. It's about circles. From life to afterlife? It's an interesting question for Emily. At 2B, I love the metaphor of bells to wheels. At 3A, well, we mentioned Poe's Bells of 1849. We mentioned, of course, Emerson's classic essay, Circles. Of course, poem 1717. But I'd also like to point out our study of T.S. Eliot's Journey of the Magi. Go back and look at that study that we have already given to you at learnstrong.net, and you'll be reminded that in that poem, Eliot is emphasizing, what he emphasizes, of course, in 4 quartets as well, we've given full lectures, that idea of the cyclical nature, right, of our lives. Finally, in 3B, to own a poem like this, is it true that your life really is about wheels and circles, and maybe even bells? Thank you.